Meme coins have been making the rest of the crypto market jealous all year with their insane performance. Between Doge, Floki, Shiba Inu, Pepe, Bonk, people have become very rich. But no worries, young Kimosabe. There's plenty of opportunity left and gains to be had through 2024. And in the crypto markets, it seems everywhere you look, someone is talking about their almost unbelievable portfolio gains because of a meme coin. As of today, meme coins are still by and far the best performers of 2024. You have liquid staking derivatives, Bitcoin, privacy, DPIN, centralized exchanges, decentralized exchanges, NFTs, gambling, wallets, but meme coins come in at number one with a total cumulative performance of 291% on the year. And some meme coins have well outperformed that percentage gain. And I honestly find it kind of funny. Could you imagine being a legitimate company, raising all of this capital from venture capitalists, working really hard to hire the right talent in a new industry where there's not nearly as much job security, struggling to find the product market fit as you build utility, only to watch your token struggle while a damn meme coin soars? The irony, God sure does have a sense of humor. But that's the beauty of meme coins. They start off with really strong communities and virtually no utility. In other words, there's already a market. And then people step up on the inside of that community because they want to be there, not because they're paid to. It's hard to get employees to show up sometimes, but a volunteer army, now that's impressive. And I would argue that's why meme coins succeed. Now, it would be nice to have boatloads of capital to invest into all of the meme coins, but if you're strapped for cash or you just want one high conviction play, then look no further, because in this video, I'm going to explain which meme coin shows the best potential and opportunity through the end of 2024. And then I'll dive into the tokenomics of all of the meme coins mentioned in the title, their strengths, weaknesses, and of course the price action. So by the end of the video, you'll see what makes this meme coin pick an extremely strong contender for amazing growth through 2024. So if you're feeling blessed and bullish, comment 777. And if you are ready to be the richest person in your family tree, smash the subscribe button. Before we dive in, a quick reminder that the opinions in this video are for informational and educational purposes only and do not constitute financial, legal, or investment advice. All investments, including cryptos, carry risks and potential losses. Always do your own research and consult with a licensed financial advisor. We are not licensed financial advisors, and relying on our content for financial decisions is at your own risk. By watching this video, you agree we are not responsible for any losses or damages, and we do not guarantee any specific results or outcomes. Some of the links below may be affiliate links, and we may earn a commission, which actually helps support this channel and helps us to create value-based videos like this. We also hold some positions in the cryptocurrencies that we talk about, but that's only because we do what we believe in. However, this should not be interpreted as a recommendation for you to do the same. With that said, let's get into the video. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Paul here, and before we begin this video into meme coins, I just want to explain the secular nature of crypto and in particular how that relates to meme coins. So when I look at the crypto market, I really have to understand and look at Bitcoin, because if Bitcoin is not performing, it's arguably because there's some macro underlying factors that are creating for an environment where Bitcoin is going to struggle. For many years since its inception, Bitcoin has been looked at as a risk on asset. And that would make sense, right? When, back in 2013, you saw the price dump 86%. Then back in 2017 to 2018, you saw the price dump another 80%. This last time we dumped 77%. And so that's the type of risk that most asset managers don't want to hold through, which is why they would consider it a risk on asset. I do believe with the advent of ETFs and institutional support, it's going to be viewed as a different type of an asset class now. But at the end of the day, it has been considered risk on, which means in market environments where we are dumping, and back here from 2014 to 2015, we really didn't have meme meme coins, right? Dogecoin was a relatively new thing. People didn't know what to think about it. Then over here in the bear market of 2018 to 2019, again, Doge didn't really do that much. It wasn't until 2021 that Dogecoin and Shiba really started to take off in this bear market environment right here. But I will say, right, when Bitcoin dumped quite a bit, meme coins, anything that was new dumped to near zero, 95, 99%. Dogecoin and SHIB, dumped more than Bitcoin. So it's safe to assume and say that in a bear market, you don't typically want to be in meme coins, especially. That's probably a good time to accumulate other things. And then in bull markets, right, you really want to dive into the strongest performing asset and narrative, right? Back in 2017, 2018, the narrative was really, any competitive ICO. In 2021, we're talking a lot of layer ones and layer twos. And this bull market cycle, as we continue to rise, meme coins are here. And I do believe the strongest performing assets are here to stay, which is why this cycle will look different for me. So let's get into the cryptos that we're sharing in this video, which is going to be Floki, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, Pepe, and Bonk. These are major meme coins. Yes, there are plenty of other meme coins, but they contain and carry a lot more risk, which is why I'm going to be discussing the top 5 or the majors, and then I'm going to discuss of those which is the best opportunity for 2024. So the first meme coin we're going to dive into is Doge, and we're going to keep things pretty simple. What I do like about going to CoinMarketCap is, especially on something like Doge, is it kind of shows the major events that happened and when they happened. You can see right here, we're talking Dogecoin reaches highest level since blank. I can't read the rest of that. Elon Musk appears on SNL, and that actually marked the top when he actually mentioned Doge. Doge reached an all-time high market cap of like $75 billion. That has been historically the largest meme coin by market cap in current history. It doesn't mean that other meme coins won't eventually hit something like that or higher. It simply means that that's going to be kind of like the glass ceiling to break through. Now, you also have to understand that Dogecoin did this at a time where there were far fewer competitors for the meme coin mind share in the market. So a lot of people, right, had no other meme coins they knew about to invest into other than Shiba Inu. We'll get into that one in a second. But as you can see here, we do have a circulating supply and a total supply that are exactly the same, which is quite nice to see. That means all tokens are in circulation, so there's no special tokens that are hidden in, wallets that are going to be allocated or vested over a period of time to, early people or whatever. And that's typically the issue with most company projects, right, where they're legitimate companies, is that a lot of tokens are sold off to venture capitalists, and then they have a vesting period and they get a certain amount of TGE, and then what happens is they just continue to sell that because they bought them super cheap. They list them over here, and then as they start to sell, the price continues to dump because they hold the majority of the supply, while you and I are left holding the bags. So what I do love about meme coins is that if they're a good meme coin, and I'm talking an established one in the ones that we're talking about in this video, then a lot of the times they'll have the majority of their supply circulating. Now, the current market cap is about $18.2 billion. In other words, for this to 10x and for you to get, $1.20 out of this token, we're just going to assume, and this can range obviously, that the market cap would need to be about $180 billion. But no meme has ever been there, and I would argue Dogecoin is going to struggle to do that. Not that it's not a great, meme coin, not the fact that it can't potentially get there, and I do think eventually it will. It's just, again, it's competing for a lot of that liquidity right now, and it's just not as exciting. Now, when you come over to a company like Certic, they do blockchain audits on just about every, token. Right here, you can see that it ranks at a score of 86.94%. Where it struggles is its fundamentals and its code. It's good on everything else. But typically, if I'm in a meme coin that I want to feel, comfortable and safe with, and you can go ahead and go to Certic right now and check it out, then I wanted to get a pretty high Certic score. Again, I'm looking at established ones. I'm not looking at the ones that could potentially potentially pump, 1,000% only to dump 95, 99%. So really important to look at. It is pretty solid. It's not technically audited by CertiK, but it does have a CertiK security score. So I don't know if this is based on the community or what it's based on. I think it's probably like it says it's not a third-party audit, but here they have the information. I'm assuming they connected to the blockchain, so they didn't have their own developers go directly into the code, but instead what they did was they have systems in place where they can connect to that blockchain, and then it'll run its own automated security checks. So that said, Doge, not too bad. In terms of the price action, right, this thing has moved quite a bit, and I would say we are currently sitting at a support of about 10.5 cents. You can see that's a very strong resistance at one point now as a support. The problem is, again, I think it's going to struggle to really break out. The first move it's going to need to make is break back into that 22-cent range, but by that point, it's like, okay, other meme coins could fly far higher considering this requires a lot more money. The next major resistance would be 35 cents, and I do believe maybe potentially by the end of the bull market 77 cents to $1, but when you do the percentage gains on that, it's not going to be as large as what you could earn on something else. So let's move on. Which brings us to the next major meme coin, Shiba Inu. We're sitting at about a $9.66 billion market cap. When you look at the all-time high market cap, it hit about $43 billion. So the good news is when it comes to Doge and SHIB, I think what they did was they gave the market confidence that it is possible for meme coins to hit a $40+ billion market cap. And that's amazing. And again, we're talking the circulating supply is equal to the total supply. So another good metric there from a tokenomics standpoint. All of it is in circulation, but I would argue that this is my least favorite token when it comes to the price action. We're going to go over here and look at the price action on SHIB. And from current price right now up to the previous all-time high, we're sitting at about a 437% gain, whereas it's going to be more like a 500% gain on Doge. So the odds of Doge getting back to its previous all-time high versus the odds of this getting to its previous all-time high, I would say are equal. The difference is I would actually probably earn more on Doge. Now, I'm not saying that SHIB isn't a great, meme. I don't think it's performed as well as virtually everything else. And again, I think it's going to have a difficult time breaking out above here with so much more of the money flowing into everything else. The good news is, and there's two things about SHIB. So if you love SHIB, totally great. I think it is actually a great meme. There's two things I really do like, and it's their audit, one, and two, it's their website and all of the utility that they've worked to build inside of that community. So as you can see here, when we hop on over to CertiK, not only are they in the top 10% and they're in the top 10, they are currently sitting at a 92.43 rating. Their code is cleaner than Doge, and arguably we'll talk about the site, but their site is as well. From a fundamental standpoint, that's where they're struggling, and that's what's keeping their score down. But they are actually, of the cryptos that we mentioned, the highest score, but just by a very small margin. So I think it's negligible in general. And then when you come over to their actual website, they do have a lot more utility relative to Doge, right? Doge is just straight up the first, it's the biggest. They just have a straight up website. It's like Doge, right? We're money. And that's fair. And I think it's funny, and but it's no different than first mover advantage when you look at something like Ethereum. There's a lot of great layer one technologies out there that are arguably way better than Ethereum. It's just Ethereum was first and now it's the biggest. Same with Bitcoin. There were actually other major cryptos back then as decentralized peer-to-peer payment cash type systems, but the thing is Bitcoin was the first to hit critical mass and then make it to a range where it can no longer just be destroyed, right? It had enough decentralization worldwide. So that said, I would argue that SHIB is pretty great from the perspective of it has a boatload of utilities like Eternity Games, it has a metaverse, it has staking and reward rewards. And so from a community standpoint, I think this is a very strong pick. It's just the price action hasn't been as good. And again, in order to get back to that all-time high, it's going to require a lot of the mind share. But I think a lot of that's being split now amongst many meme coins. Now, time for us to look at Bonk. Okay, Bonk is another basically Shiba Inu type token, but it was like one of the first that came from a very well-known team in the Solana ecosystem, and so it is a Solana-centric product. They airdropped it to a boatload of users. It's got a lot of attention. I think the thing that I don't love, and I could be corrected if I'm wrong, but it's the fact that the circulating supply is not equal to the total supply. So they do have a really cool thing called BonkBot that does burn the token, but I typically like to see a full, especially in a meme coin, right, of this size, virtually all of the supply circulating. So that said, it's not that it can't do well. The market cap is sitting at about $1.8 billion. It's just that it's already done really well. Then when you come over to Certic, right, it actually has a relatively low score compared to the other memes at 67%. Apparently, it really struggles from the fundamental side and definitely the governance side. And I could see that, right? This team holds a stupid amount of the tokens. And then their code is actually pretty weak relative to the rest. So they do have a very strong community and a strong market. But with this type of a score, right, and then when you go ahead and look at the price action and how far it's already pumped, it's one of those things where maybe the opportunity has already come and now it's not really there to the same degree, right? When we broke out above that previous all-time high, we really pumped and moved. Yes, it has consistently outperformed Doge and SHIB, so let me go ahead and put that on a percentage scale. You can see here in the same period of time since its inception, Bonk is up 19,000%, and I'll go ahead and do it from these lows right here. It's up 1,100%, whereas SHIB seems to be up 69% and Doge seems to be up 90% or 89%. So Doge is currently even outperforming SHIB, which is again why I'm kind of leaning towards Doge if I'm looking at these two. But then when it comes to Bonk, I do believe it still has more upside potential. I just think the opportunity is likely not there as to the same degree as other meme coins. But it is going to be a winner. I think all meme coins are going to be winners. So up to you what you do with Bonk. Moving on to Pepe. There's a few things that I like about this, and there's a few things I don't. I do believe this is one of those original memes from Matt Fury. I do believe the community is arguably one of the strongest, and I think more than any other meme aside from Bonk and SHIB, I've seen more of this specific token and this image of this Pepe the Frog all over Twitter. So I do believe that the community here is arguably one of the strongest in all of memes, and arguably the meme itself is the strongest. It is currently sitting at a decent, far higher market cap. Decent. It's sitting at a far higher market cap than the majority of the memes. So I would argue that the opportunity again is not the same. I do love the fact that the total supply and the max supply are very, they're exactly the same here. What I don't love though, even directly on their Telegram and inside of their Twitter, when you go to the website that they have available, it simply doesn't work. Now, it could be because I have a proxy and a firewall on, but this doesn't feel that great when, a major meme like this doesn't have a team in place to make sure that their website works across the board. So that is a red flag for me for sure. And then when you go ahead and go over to Certic, you can see here from a fundamental perspective, they really lack. They're sitting at about an 85 score. So that said, it's not weak. It's not as strong as the others. And then in the price, right, we've already seen a massive, again, just a massive move to the upside. So, a lot of the opportunity might already be gone. It doesn't mean that it can't pump harder. It simply means that, if you were earlier, you probably would have been happier. From a market cap perspective, we're sitting at when it broke above the $2 billion range. And that's something that I've noticed. Whenever a meme coin hits that, $2 billion range and starts to pump higher, then chances are it's probably going into the $4 to $5 to $6, in this case, $7 billion range. But again, this is such a big meme coin relative to the rest that it doesn't mean that it can't perform. It just means that it might not perform as well, especially when I go ahead and compare it to something like Bonk. As you can see here, in the same period of time, we'll go ahead and put it on a percentage scale. Right here, Bonk is up 4,000%, whereas Pepe, this price action down here is up 930%. So it's just that's from the current date all the way back here, November of 2023. So a lot of the times, ones that haven't moved as much but have very strong fundamentals, strong community, are likely, and then are slightly newer, are likely to perform well. But I think Pepe does have legs. Again, I just don't think the opportunity is there to the same degree. We're going to move on to the final one, and my personal favorite, Floki. Now, I'm going to dive into some of the reasons that we love Floki so much here. But the first reason is because we've actually hit a close to a $2 billion market cap. We're sitting at $1.59 billion. So I think we're just at that threshold where if we break above that range, it's really going to fly. But there's a lot of other reasons to love Floki. So the only other meme that has a higher CERTIC score is SHIB, but it's, again, by such a small margin, it's actually negligible. We're sitting at a AA rating of 91.93%, basically 92%. Across the board, they are hitting virtually every metric and very strong, especially from a community standpoint at 98. I mean, this is about as close as you can get to like a gold medal in, the Olympics. So they're doing very well from security score. And then when you come over to their website, so it's one of those things we could look at, their Twitter, you could look at how much engagement they get, you can look at all of these different variables. But I really think a strong indicator of a very good community, good advisors, it was a community takeover, so a lot of these people are volunteer up until the point where maybe now they've joined a team and they're getting paid in terms of that token, which I think is very sustainable, it's healthy, it's good. You have a boatload of projects inside of their ecosystem that virtually no one else has. So we're talking, they have a play to earn NFT metaverse game. They have a TokenFi, it's a tokenization platform. They have staking. They have FlokiFi, a DeFi product. They have just straight up NFTs. They have prepaid cards that are from Visa and MasterCard. They have a university. They have a trading bot, which was actually on their roadmap, and as you can see here, they are doing it. They're actually accomplishing it. 9 times out of 10, you'll see crypto companies overpromise, underdeliver. But it is very refreshing when not only just an actual, company delivers, but a straight up meme coin where, there's a lot of engagement inside of the community, enough to say that, we're actually going to start to do this stuff. So you can come over to Medium, go to blog.floki.com, and you can check out that roadmap for yourself. But across the board, they have been delivering, and now they have all of these different products and an ecosystem that incentivizes you to play inside of it. And of course, this is going to help the price action of the token. So for example here, the Floki trading bot is a cross-chain Telegram and Discord trading bot. So think about it this way. You don't have to onboard people into, creating a DeFi wallet or anything. If they already have a Telegram and a Discord, which is a far larger market than crypto people who already know how to create a wallet and all of this stuff, then that will allow users to buy and sell their favorite cryptocurrencies on the industry's blockchains. The bot will be powered by the Floki token, with 50% of the fee generated going towards buying Floki. So that is a massive play, right, from a deflationary standpoint, which should further enhance the utility of the Floki token and make it deflationary. With a community of 470,000 on-chain holders, a brand recognized by over 3 billion people, and one of the strongest marketing teams in the space, to which we agree, we believe that the trading bot industry is one that we can aggressively disrupt and dominate while adding value and utility to the token. And this model was proved by Bonk, so it actually does work. And what's so beautiful is, Bonk has reached a certain market cap that Floki hasn't yet. So let's look at the price action. Now, Floki is one of those guys that is actually older than you would expect. It's been around since 2021. Unlike a lot of the other memes, the earlier memes, the Pepes, the Bonks, the whiffs, if you will, that have been around since, 2022 to 2023 is really when they came into play in action. This one has a lot of history, and so it's given it time to really develop and build a strong base, a strong community, the right team and advisors, and they've been delivering, right? It's not just like, hey, this is a complete meme or we don't even have a website anymore. It's like, this is arguably a better SHIB when it comes to utility. And that's not me crapping on SHIB. I love SHIB, but I do think this is obviously looking a lot stronger. If I were to pull up, for example, SHIB and the price action, you can see since here, SHIB, well, let's go ahead and put it on a percentage scale, right? SHIB has consistently since June of 2022 underperformed Floki. And again, if SHIB is a far larger market cap, so arguably there's far more opportunity. But I typically like to go where there's performance and where I am getting in at a good range. So SHIB is up 100%, Floki's up 2,800%. You could argue, well, the opportunity is not there. But when you look at the price action of something like SHIB, and we'll go ahead and hide this, and then pull up SHIB right here, you can see that SHIB is actually down, and I'm actually running it against itself. So let's go ahead and go to SHIB. The trend is consistently down, right? Whereas when you go to a Floki, this year alone, the trend is up. So not only have we bottomed, right, but we're starting to play with that range. And this is arguably one of the strongest charts I've seen. And that's not just me saying it. Very difficult to find a chart with, from 2021 to 2024, a 3-year cup and handle. We're talking a very strong cup and then your handle right here. So it's safe to say that if we come back into this range and hit that $2 billion mark at 0.0003, okay, we're likely going to get a 100% move up from this local bottom. And I would argue it's right around there. Okay, so for a 0.0003 move from the top of this cup, and we'll just go ahead and get that in there. Between there all the way up to the 0.00045 range is where my targets would be on the major breakout and a move. So you could argue if they have the community, they have the utility, they're burning or buying back loads of that token. The team is looking very strong. There's no reason we couldn't get at least a 900 to a 1,300% move on a breakout, and that would only really double the market cap to 4 billion. But memes, right? When they pump, they soar. So 4 billion is a very conservative estimate just based on the price action alone. But when you study this chart versus the other charts, Doge and SHIB are looking relatively weak, and it's just going to require a lot more money. But they are established and they're names that people recognize. I would argue Floki is also now one of those. It's entered that sphere and arena. And then when you look at Bonk and Pepe, right, they're relatively weak on the Certic scores, but they've also already pumped really hard and they are at new highs. So I think the opportunity is just not there to the same degree, which is why I'm such a fan of Floki. And that is why right at the channel, we actually reached out to them and said, we want to partner with you guys and start to create some content around your guys' product because we love it so much. So that said, if you enjoyed the video and you learned something new, head on over to bullrunners.com to discover how to earn more crypto in less than 10 minutes per day with the very first play to earn XRP game. Appreciate you guys watching this video. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Let us know what you think about memes in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.